This is what you get always in Nigeria, because we now live in a country of propaganda and lies, and they manufacture it. The problem we have in the Labour Party is problem instigated and sustained by the government of today.
Where's the proof?
I don't need to tell you, but when you have a party chairman who calls a state governor a dwarf and dwarf thinking, forget about me. So it's not weak. Okay, I'm weak, but it's not weak. Is every other person there weak? So let's all be sincere with ourselves. Before they call you names here, you know it, you speak the truth and you call you names. We now live in a country of propaganda and lies and trying to put problems everywhere. We won't even put problems in families. Before I've managed, I've built a business locally and internationally, and they're thriving. By the time I left them, I've been chairman of corporations, quoted companies, director, and I've earned my respects. And I've been a governor. There's no place that I've shown weakness. Rufai, I returned school that was taken from churches 40 years that nobody could even dare mention.
But these are the points people. These are the points people like Kenneth Okonkwo.
Yes.
These are the things they said against you.
It's just Kenneth Okonkwo. Who again?
But it's a valid point of view,
If 12 persons that followed Jesus, one went against him, how about me, who are millions followed, and you're counting those who went against me? Listen, people must go against you, people must speak against you, and they own listen. I still remain consistent. I've not changed. Like I said, Kenneth is my younger brother. He has his reasons for his actions or what he wants to do. Humility, patience, tolerance is not weakness, it's a virtue. It is not easy for people to remain where I am. And when I was campaigning election, before I went to places people dare not go to. I was in Southern Gombe. Was everywhere. People fear to go. Before I drive around this country today, this year alone, I've driven from Abuja to Kafancha, to Kaduna, to Kano, to Katsina, to Jigawa, to Jos, to Benue, to Kogi. Who is doing that? So people just stay in their house and talk about this macho they are. Just like they stay, they don't go to anywhere. It's easy to be an armchair critic. For God's sake, I'm on the road.
This is a very bold claim from Mr. Peter Obi, and the people he is speaking directly to, they know themselves, and they will not deny their involvement in the Labour Party crisis. And Mr. Peter Obi has every right to accuse the ruling All Progressive Congress for being responsible for the leadership crisis in the Labour Party. The Supreme Court has given a unanimous judgment in the leadership crisis in the Labour Party. The Supreme Court has unanimously sacked Julius Abure from parading himself as the chairman of the Labour Party. There is a C2C, a certified true copy of that judgment. It is available on the public domain. Even the layman can pick up that certified true copy and read it and see where Julius Abure was unanimously sacked by the Supreme Court. Julius Abure was the one that took the party situation to the court. The High Court gave the judgment in his favor, and that court was appealed. The appeal court equally gave the judgment in his favor, but the Supreme Court has overruled the judgment from the High Court and the appeal court. The prayer of the appellant, that is Ninadi Usman, was that the Supreme Court should de-recognize Julius Abure as the chairman of the Labour Party because his tenure as the chairman of the Labour Party has long elapsed. And the Supreme Court noted in that certified true copy that if your tenure has elapsed, you should honorably leave. The Supreme Court also acknowledged that Ninadi Usman's appeal was meritorious. Stakeholders in the Labour Party, led by Governor Alex Otti, that is the only recognized elected governor in the Labour Party, they have taken the certified true copy of the Supreme Court to INEC so that INEC can de-recognize Julius Abure as the leader of the Labour Party. Remember, INEC initially did not recognize Julius Abure as the leader of the Labour Party when his tenure elapsed. It was Julius Abure that took INEC to court, and the court forced INEC to recognize Julius Abure as the chairman of the Labour Party. The Supreme Court has set aside the ruling of the High Court and the Appeal Court that forced INEC to recognize Julius Abure as the chairman of the Labour Party. That judgment has been annulled by the Supreme Court. It is common knowledge. You don't even need any legal interpretation to know what next should happen, since INEC was forced by the court to recognize Julius Abure as the chairman of the Labour Party, and the Supreme Court has set aside that judgment that forced INEC to recognize Julius Abure as the chairman of the Labour Party. The next thing in line is for INEC not to recognize Julius Abure as the chairman of the Labour Party, because the substituting order that forced them to recognize Julius Abure has been set aside by the Supreme Court. Maybe they have forgotten their duty. The stakeholders in the Labour Party, they've gone to INEC, they've given INEC the certified true copy, but rather than respecting the order of the Supreme Court, INEC is telling us that they are still studying the ruling. How long will it take you to study a ruling that is even clear to the blind man, to the lame man? How long will it take INEC to study that ruling? You can see that there is an unforeseen hand in the Labour Party crisis, and Mr. Peter Obi has boldly called out the APC and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for being responsible for the leadership crisis in the Labour Party. This should worry every one of us, not because APC and Bola Ahmed Tinubu want to make Nigeria a one-party state, but because of the resources that is being wasted in order to instigate crisis in other political parties. Look at PDP, for instance. There is leadership crisis in the PDP. PDP is in disarray. NNPP is in disarray. Labour Party is in disarray. Politicians elected in this platform are decamping to the APC. There is an electoral act that forbade them to do so. The electoral act clearly stated that if you leave the political party that elect you into office to another political party, you will automatically lose your seat. But these people are decamping to APC without losing their seat. And I can tell you for free, they are not decamping on their own. Resources are being wasted in order to ensure that political parties that will challenge Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027 are kept in limbo and in disarray. That is the reason why the economy is in shambles. That is the reason why poverty still lingered in Nigeria. That is the reason why Nigerians are being abandoned. Governance is not being directed towards the people. All the politicians in the country care about so far is politics. They are playing politics ahead of the life of the people. The president is aware that he doesn't have the clout and the popularity to win the next election. The president is aware that Nigerians will not vote him in 2027. He is aware that he did not win the 2023 presidential election, and the only way he wants to retain power is to ensure that he collapses every structure that belongs to the opposition parties in this country. Is to ensure that he ran in the 2027 general election unopposed. Is to ensure that he removed the people that will challenge him in 2027, make their parties ungovernable, make their parties rudderless, so that they will not be able to have a platform to challenge him in 2027. And his major target is Mr. Peter Obi. I've always said it. Mr. Peter Obi is the biggest challenger, the biggest threat to Bola Ahmed Tinubu re-election in 2027. Peter Obi was his biggest threat in 2023. Peter Obi won the election. And what he suffered in 2023, he doesn't want to suffer it in 2027. That is the reason, as an incumbent, he is using the state machineries. He is using the resources available at his disposal. Resources that would have been geared towards alleviating the pains of the people. Resources that would have been geared towards securing Nigeria. Resources that would be geared towards stopping insecurity in this country. Resources that would be geared towards stopping inflation in this country. Resources that would have been used to better the lot of Nigerians are being directed towards 2027 general election, are being directed towards politics. The only reason why the All Progressive Congress and the president want Nigeria to become a one-party state is so that they can consolidate power. The only reason why they are going towards this route is because they know that they have not done anything meaningful to win the confidence and vote from the people. Tinubu swore an oath in office to protect Nigerians. Tinubu swore an oath in office to make the life of Nigerians better. But ever since he became the president, Everything has gone worse. Insecurity is the order of the day. The Middle Belt, the North Central. The people from Plateau, Benue State are living in fear. Their ancestral home have been ransacked by terrorists, by Fulani herdsmen. Farmers can no longer go to farm. The president has failed in his primary responsibility to protect Nigerians. All they care about is politics. All they care about is asking your governors, your senators, your politicians to decamp to the APC. The only reason why we are seeing this wave of decamping all over the country is because the president is scared of his re-election. Yes, he is the incumbent, but he is not sure of coming back beyond 2027. All of this wave of decamping across the country is to work on your side, to make it look like the president is undefeatable. That is the reason why you're seeing some persons on social media, they are saying that nobody can defeat Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027. Bola Ahmed Tinubu was defeated in 2023 by Mr. Peter Obi, a man that left the PDP and joined the Labour Party. In 6 months, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president, and everybody have seen him for who he is. Everybody have seen that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not fit to become the president. Everybody have seen that Bola Ahmed Tinubu does not have the expertise, the character, the leadership quality to lead a multi-complex nation like Nigeria. Everyone have seen the colossal failure that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is. If they rejected him in 2023, what make you think they will not reject him in 2027? Of course, APC was the ruling party in 2023, the same way APC is the ruling party in 2027. The only thing is that they were able to outsmart Nigerians and colluded with INEC and the judiciary to rig that election. But in 2027, it is not going to be business as usual. The president is aware that it's not going to be business as usual. That is the reason why they are forcing your governors, they are buying off your politicians to decamp to the APC so they can make their rigging machine very easier. But we must stand our ground and ensure that they are all voted out of power in 2027. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.